What a time to be alive. A point where we can buy individual switch parts without having the need to harvest other switches. And as someone that disassembles like 90% of the switches I own, this is pretty big for me. And I imagine for those who also dabble in Frankenswitching or want to take customization and personalization for the keyboards just a little bit further. Funny enough, I had a similar idea way back when I first joined this hobby, since I hated wasting a bunch of switch parts just to make one switch. But nevertheless, Wuque has brought us their pastel line of mix and match switches, and have the fortunate and wonderful opportunity of making all 36 combinations. So, getting the boring specs out of the way first, there are 3 types of top and matching bottom housings: modified nylon, modified POM, and unwipe, and 4 stems to go along with it: LY, P3, modified POM, and UPE. For springs, I was sent the 53-gram triple stage spring, so that's what I'm going to be using. Pretty much how this is going to work is I'm going to play through all 36 combinations, hopefully not have a mental breakdown halfway through, and then afterwards I'll share my thoughts on my favorite combinations and whatever tidbits come to mind. So let's do this. Alright, so a grueling 12 hours later and 2 mental breakdowns. Oh, what the fuck? I'm never doing this shit again. Holy fuck, I'm never doing this shit again. Because I filmed an actual sound test of all 36 combinations to then scrap it for the single switch portrayal, since in my opinion it's easier to hear the nuances when chaining from materials. But I did say to a select few that I'll be filming a full-blown sound test for all 36. Which I will be appending to the end of this video if you are still keen to listening. As for the notes that I have to share, there's a pretty tight tolerance between the top and bottom housing, so I don't really think you'll need films. A common trend you might have noticed is that as you go from nylon to POM to unwipe, the sound profile gets deeper, and that also carries along to the LY to P3 to POM to UPE as well. Speaking of POM stems, they're not as smooth as I thought they would be. You know, it's a little scratchy. It's not noticeable, but nothing that I would deter you from using the switch altogether. But I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, you do you. Personally, the combination I like the most is the nylon top and nylon bottom with the LY stem, as in my opinion, this is one of the smoother feeling switches, along with the banana split recolors that was just overall pleasant to use. Ultimately, I think whatever combination you decide to go with, you can't really go wrong. All 36 are viable switches, they sound and feel great. Price-wise, they'll run you anywhere from like 52 to 63 cents a switch. Ultimately, it's just, at the end of the day, does it spark joy? Because personally for me, while I can now further color match my builds and utilize more long pull stems, my fingers fucking hurt. But that's all I got for you guys. If you want to learn more about the switches, you can check the link in the description. Otherwise, let me know what you think of the MM switches down below. Thanks, and have a good one. Bye.